Yo, if you've clicked on this video, thank you so much. There is a good chance you are interested in how the DJI Pocket 3 or the DJI Action 5 Pro perform in the evening. I've got a good video that really gets into the weeds of the different settings. Hey YouTube friends and family, coming at you from Seoul, South Korea in the Traveling On studio. Hard to believe that we are already into the year 2025. I will note that there are chapter markers below for each of the different night comparison settings. Also stick around for some bonus footage as I walk around my neighborhood. I'll be just kind of chatting with you all, and without further ado, let's get this started. All right, so I'm just getting the cameras ready here. I will give a notation that the iSteady 4 Hohem gimbal is being utilized on the DJI Action 5 Pro. So both actually are utilizing a gimbal at this time. Kind of gives you the versatility of the DJI Action 5 Pro. So I wanted to utilize a gimbal for the Action 5 Pro with the Pocket 3. And so our first setting is going to be normal color profile, and you can see the settings here below. Now, keep in mind when you look at these two, the Action 5 Pro, well, this is the Pocket 3 right now, and you can see the signs are a bit blown out, which is, I don't know. I mean, I guess I've noticed that in the past, but I haven't. In comparison to the Action 5 Pro, you can see it is much clearer in terms of the signage, and I feel like it's better of a rendition of what it actually looked like. This is the last day. This is December 31st, 2024. But yeah, the details on the ground with the Pocket 3 look a little bit better, I think, but it's pretty close. But yeah, the Action 5 Pro definitely is giving a better rendition of the evening. Now, keep in mind, this is the normal color profile. Of course, the Pocket 3 is exposing the face much better, but I just don't really like how the signage is kind of blown out on the Pocket 3. And the normal color profile, I've never been a fan on the Pocket 3 with the normal color profile. Here, the Action 5 is struggling in the evening in terms of exposing the face, but look at everything around it. It's just really crisp and clear. Of course, it's pretty dark here on the face compared to the Pocket 3, but the Pocket 3 is definitely a bit brighter, but we're going to take a look and see D-Log M. So now we've got D-Log M on both of the cameras, and it's also DJI LUT is applied with the color grade, and I feel like the Action 5 Pro looks a lot better. Even the Pocket 3 looks a bit better. The signs don't seem to be blown out as much. But let's take a look and see what the Action 5 Pro looks like. Yeah, I feel like the Action 5 Pro, it just makes the signage not look as bad. But the D-Log M is looking good on both. Actually, I take that back. The D-Log M on the Action 5 Pro, the signs aren't coming out as clear as they did with the normal color profile, but it is seeming to expose the face better on the D-Log M. Here, I also like, it's not exposing the face as much on the Pocket 3, but it looks more real to what it looked like that evening. And here, again, the signage on the Action 5 Pro is not as good as it was on the normal color profile, but it is exposing the face better. So that is very interesting on the D-Log M. I did have it color graded a bit. I think it looks a lot better exposing the face. So here I did a comparison of both the D-Log M and the normal color profile to really give you a side-by-side comparison. So as you can see, yeah, the normal color profile is showing the signs in the back better, but I really do prefer the D-Log M, honestly, on both. The next one here, we've got the 4K 30, just complete auto mode right out of the box. And this is both for the D-Log. I mean, this is both for the Pocket 3 and the Action 5. The Pocket 3 out of the box, yes, it's bright, but looks very cell phone-like, smartphone type of thing. It doesn't look as good. Same with the Action 5 Pro. It doesn't, I mean, it's also not doing well with the, I don't know, like the micro jitters are kind of showing up a little bit. I do have it in perfect motion blur for the Action 5. I didn't do the quadruple shutter speed because it is on a gimbal. But yeah, the auto mode on both of them are not great. Here we kind of see more of the bokeh look on the Pocket 3. But the Action 5 face exposure is looking better. Here we've got the Pocket 3. It really does look like a smartphone. But let's take a look here on the Action 5. Yeah, things are looking pretty muddy. I think that's the correct word to use. It's pretty muddy. Actually, yeah, you really want to stay away from auto settings on both cameras. It just doesn't look good. I don't like it at all, actually. But yeah, I wanted to at least give you all that perspective of an auto mode at nighttime. Here we've got the auto mode and the night mode of both Action 5, and I wanted to kind of show that special Nightshot mode that you can utilize. And I feel like the night mode is performing a bit better than the auto mode, but it's pretty comparable. I don't know. What do you all think? I feel like it is a little bit of an improvement, but yeah, this is the Nightshot mode. Now, I think the Nightshot mode, because I'm here in my pretty lit neighborhood, so the Nightshot mode probably would do a lot better with less light. That's when you would want to utilize that Nightshot mode. So, but it is exposing the face differently, as you can see from the auto mode versus the night mode. But both don't look that great, but I think the night mode would do better with less light, for sure. Either one of those two settings, I prefer the D-Log M over these two. Let's see what's next. Okay, here we've got, I wanted to bump up the ISO to 3200. So, and this is D-Log M. So I wanted to see how this looks on both cameras. Generally, you don't want to bump it up to 3200, but I noticed that the Action 5 was a bit darker, especially in normal color profile, but this is in D-Log M. Yeah, this is the Pocket 3. You probably really don't need to bump up the ISO on the Pocket 3 to 3200. Let's look at the Action 5. It does look a bit brighter. I think if you are wanting a bit brighter picture, you could bump it up to 3200. I feel like, honestly, the 1600 isn't bad for that. Here we kind of see where the Pocket 3 doesn't expose the face as well with D-Log M versus the Action 5 on D-Log M seems to expose the face way better than it does in normal color profile, if that makes sense. The Pocket 3, it doesn't really expose that face. It's not whatever the algorithm is. But I do like the Action 5 D-Log M the best over the normal color profile. Although the Action 5 on the normal color profile is probably the best rendition of what it actually looked like at night. But I do like the added dynamic range on the Action 5 Pro right there in that shot. Now here's a comparison of the just the Action 5 from the 100 to 1600 versus the 100 to 3200. So maybe we can get an idea here. Now this is both D-Log M. I will note that for you. D-Log M. I think it's, it's not bumping it up much more on the 3200, but if I were to see what it's actually doing on the auto ISO, it is bumping it up more than the 100 to 1600 range. Yeah, looking at it here, I feel like it looks better on the 100 to 1600 ISO range. My bonus footage walking is utilizing the 32, so I kind of wished I did the D-Log M 100 to 1600. But let's take a look at the face exposure here. Yeah, I feel like the 100 to 3200 is the ISO bump up is doing better on the face exposure, but then again, bringing down that ISO, the signs in the back look better on the D-Log M. But I guess it comes down to preference. The 3200 does help with exposing the face better, as you can definitely see now, especially as we get into this darker section. So that is notable. And then here we've got just the bonus footage. So I did 4K 60. I put a 4K 60 onto a 4K 30 timeline, but I wanted to do a little bit of bonus footage with the Action 5 Pro and the Pocket 3. Sadly, I kind of elected to do the normal color profile here, but yeah, it is what it is. I think the best settings for nighttime would have been the D-Log M 100 to 1600 range, and for both cameras. But this is the just walking around my neighborhood. Anyways, as we walk around, I just thought it'd be cool to just kind of sit down and chat with you all and see how you are all doing. I did try to do some talking while I was walking, but I was getting a bit distracted. So I thought I would just kind of do a little bit of a voiceover. Yeah, here we've got the Action 5. Anyway, yeah, how are you guys doing? How's the new year treating you? It's been kind of sadly, a rough end of year and new year for at least the country that I'm in. We're on our third president in a month, impeached too. We had the horrific Jeju airline disaster that killed 179 souls. So that was really tragic and sad. And speaking of tragedy, I'm recording this still while it's New Year's Day in the United States, but there was a terrorist attack. It seems like that's what they're saying now, of a truck ramming into a huge crowd, which is super sad. It was in New Orleans, I guess is how you pronounce it, but 15 people so far have passed from this, and yeah, it looks like the driver was American born, but it looks like he might have had some ties to a terrorist organization, ISIS, I think. But it's a horrible way to start out the new year of 2025. It reminds me of the other vehicle ramming in to a Christmas festival in Germany recently. The world is just crazy sometimes. But yeah, I guess the biggest thing is we just have to be safe, and I think just enjoying just the time that we have on this earth. It's kind of morbid, and I apologize, but I'm just, yeah, it's tough to just see all the craziness that's going on in this world. Yeah, I'm just looking at the footage now. This is the Pocket 3 on normal color profile. I really wish I would have chosen the D-Log M, and I bumped up the ISO range all the way up to 3200, which was a major mistake, as you can probably see. Yeah, this is not the best picture quality that you can get out of the Pocket 3, but it's what I ended up choosing to do this extended walk on. But yeah, what's new? I guess, well, the studio is starting to look better. I threw in some better lighting. I used to have both of these. When I did my YouTube studio, I had the two lights in the in the back of my desk, but I did put one light over here to get a little bit more separation. I also have a hair light over here, and I feel like it's coming together. I've got this like LED tube light, another little lamp, just to try to get a little bit of separation color. I need to go and buy some fake plants, probably make a trip over to IKEA or something and order some fake plants to put around the room just to make it look a little bit more inviting. Oh, here we have the Action 5 again in normal color profile, and I really wish I would have done D-Log M. I really wish. Now the normal color profile here is bumped up to 3200, which looked better than the 1600. But yeah, this bonus footage could have looked better if I would have elected with better final video settings. But yeah, oh yeah, the Pocket 3 is definitely blown out compared to the Action. The Action 5 looks a lot better here. I needed to bring that ISO setting down on the Pocket, but I have to say, on a gimbal, the Action 5 looks pretty good. And I like the wider angle. I prefer that, especially if you're walking around wanting to show your city. But I'm not doing the Pocket 3 any justice with this normal color profile. I should have done D-Log M. But I digress. Anyways, yeah, I've been talking to some of my people at church, and they're pretty motivated to try to get healthy, and some of them are trying to cut out processed foods and sugars. That's pretty cool. I, for the most part, have cut out sugars and processed foods. Normally in my life, I think processed foods and sugary sodas, all that stuff, man, it tastes good, but whew, it is not worth it. So I hope for all of you guys try to make healthy, wise choices as this new year comes into play. I mean, our health, we get one body, we get one life, and yeah, we want to try to do the best that we can and eat healthy, and you just feel better. I know, like, even for my diet, I still take like probiotics, not in the form of like food probiotics. I do take a pill form of probiotics, but that helps out a lot. Even taking probiotics to help your digestion, especially if you're traveling, it's good to take probiotics because you might be eating different foods. But yeah. So I hope that you guys are, if you have any like New Year's resolutions per se, yeah, share them down below. I don't really have any sacrificial food things, but I do want to get into sharing more about life, sharing more about different things of interest. So I am going to try to start that podcast, or podcasts as in plural. We shall see. But I mean, just glancing over at this footage, the Action 5 with that gimbal is really clutch. I really wish I would have done D-Log M again, but that's the one nice thing about the Action 5 Pro. I think if you pack the Pocket 3 and the Action 5 Pro, and for your vacation, you can travel light and really get a sense of capturing great video memories. I think this is ultimately the reason why I like posting these type of videos, is just to kind of show you all what you can get out of these powerful pocket cameras. But yeah, it's so good. Like, the quality is so good. I really appreciate the Action 5 dynamic range, how they've bumped that up a bit. So the Action 4, when I used to do the Action 4 at night, it just was a bit darker. But here it's looking pretty good. It is on a gimbal, so right now it's kind of slaying. It's not exactly perfectly balanced horizontally, I think, but it's looking really good. Yeah, this is just my neighborhood here in Korea. I really like this neighborhood because it feels just like Korea. There are places when you visit South Korea that are very tourist friendly, but this place is much more like where the real citizens of Korea live. And I just really love that about my neighborhood. Um, but yeah, what else? Oh, I've got a setup for my guitar. So I kind of want to do some singing. I bought a DI box, got my chorus pedal, I've got my microphone, and kind of want to do some recording just for my own purposes and maybe share a little bit. But not that I'm a professional musician or anything, but it is fun. Singing is just a great thing to express yourself. And yeah, what kind of instruments do you all play if you play any? Ultimately, the guitar is really probably the only instrument I can claim. I did play the bass for about 9 months at a church in Oregon because the bass is pretty easy to learn, but hard to master. um, yeah. Oh, this scene here that we're at is the major like market. It's like a seafood, fruit, meat market, vegetable market, and it's just there every day. It's amazing. You can get fresh meat, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, fresh fish, and as you can see, like it's a hopping place. I mean, it's not that hopping right now, but yeah, it's just a great place to go. And that's where I get all my fruit and vegetables. Here's some fish places here on the right. I have not gotten any seafood or pork or beef or anything like that, but yeah, my wife and I should though. So convenient. But yeah, I think this is the Pocket 3. Everything is so blown out with that normal color profile and the bumped up ISO. I so regret that. I am not doing the Pocket 3 justice on this. But yeah. We're coming up here to there's like to the left right here is a fresh tofu place. To the right is a nice like Korean like market and goods. It's like it's like a competitor to Daiso in Korea, and I like to support the Korean companies. Here to the left is my favorite fruit market. It's where I get all my fruit, so I really love that place. To the right over here is where I get the fruit for my grandparents, but sadly, my grandfather, R.I.P., passed to go to be with the Lord. Actually, last week, but yeah. That's why we moved to Korea 6 years ago, was to be with my grandparents' in-laws. And I really got to grow in my relationship with him and his wife, my grandparents' in-laws. And it was amazing to spend 6+ years with him. And it's such a blessing. They really were formidable in helping raise my wife as she grew up in Korea because her father passed when she was a baby. So this is really the reason why we came to Korea. And yeah, it was tough. Last week, right in the middle of Christmas, he passed. So in Korea, there's a 3-day funeral process. It's very different than the United States. I'm not sure how funerals are done where you all live, but in Korea, it's expedited pretty quick. When a said person is deceased, there's a funeral process that's 3 days. A family member will stay present, at least one family member at the funeral home for 72 hours straight to greet people that come to pay their respect. And they actually provide, a lot of the funeral homes will provide food on site. So the people will come, pay their respects, and then they can eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner with family members to just visit with them and share life with them. And console them in their losses as they give their condolences. But it was my first Korean funeral that I was actually a part of. I did go to a Korean funeral to pay my respect once, but it wasn't the same to actually be an actual family member. And it was very educational, eye-opening, and ultimately very sad. But at the same time, it was in a bit a celebration of life for him. He lived into his mid-90s, and as for my faith, he was a believer, so I have confidence that I will see him again. But that funeral was, he passed on Tuesday, and then Christmas is on Wednesday, so we were at the funeral Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then it was very interesting, but I'm just thankful that we got to spend 6.5 years with him before the Lord called him home. Anyway, here is a bit darker of a street here, and I really like how the Action 5 Pro is, even though it's a normal color profile, it's just doing a lot better than the Pocket. I feel really bad for the Pocket because I did not do the correct settings. But doing these type of things really helps me. If you've gone this far with me, again, don't do normal color profile. Please do D-Log M and apply the DJI LUT for both cameras, especially if you're going to face and have your face in it. It will expose the face. Well, actually, it'll expose the face better on the Action 5 Pro, but on the Pocket 3, normal color profile will expose the face better. But this Pocket 3 setting just looks horrible right now. I really regret it. Anyway, how if you guys have any interesting insights to share how you guys pay your respects to the deceased, what your funeral process is. I know that's kind of a morbid thing to talk about, but it is really interesting to see how we honor those who have passed in our lives, and we both grieve and yet honor their life. So it's the circle of life, man. It's the sting of death is just always such a difficult thing to acknowledge and accept, but we must move on. And if you have any faith in any type of religion, for some of you may believe that the soul lives on. For me, of course, I do believe as a Christian, but setting that aside, this footage just looks so bad. Now, I'm really sorry for doing the normal color profile and bumping it up to 3200 ISO on the Pocket 3. DJI is probably not happy with me with how I'm ended up doing this. Not that DJI even pays attention to what I do, but the Action 5 looks a lot better, and it still could have been set better. I think both cameras should have done D-Log M 100-1600 ISO range. Maybe D-Log M up to 3200 on the Action 5 Pro, but I shouldn't have done normal color profile. That's let's try to switch to happier things. I mean, we've talked about death, we've talked about plane crash, we talked about Korean presidents, talked about the New Orleans thing. Let's talk about something better. Do you guys have any trips coming up? Any big thing coming up in the year 2025? My wife and I actually are going to be traveling in the future, and so I think in light of all that's happened, it will be a nice respite from just kind of the tough times that are happening in our country and the passing of our grandfather. It'll be nice to try to do something to appreciate the life that God has given us. So that'll be nice. I'll be bringing both of these cameras on that trip, and we'll be trying to do some like good old fashioned vlogs. I know they don't do as well on my channel, but I will be doing that. And I think, ultimately I'll probably close out this video soon, but I appreciate you all for sticking around this long if you have. And in the meantime, I'm looking forward to doing more videos, kind of doing some studio stuff, doing some podcasting, and just sharing life with you all. Maybe next time it'll be a more upbeat video, but hope you all got something out of this. And please stay safe out there and have a healthy new year. Thank you so much for all your support in the channel. I am looking forward to breaking over the 2,000 subscriber threshold in the hopefully near future. And all in all, things look good. So thank you so much for checking out this video. And in the meantime, you all stay safe. God bless. Peace. But oh wow, look at this. Oh my.